society beauty standards we're supposed tells us we're supposed to look a certain way. I feel like that's what the natural hair community did to us as well.
For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
Hey girl, hey! Happy New Year! This first video back of the New Year's 2023, and I feel like this video was long overdue because I already have gotten my relaxer touched up. But let's get into this update. And I'm gonna leave all the products that I use in the description bar because this is not a tutorial. Like I said, this is a girl chat, and then I'm just doing my makeup so you have something to watch, so I'm not just staring you dead into your soul telling you my opinions. So for those of you who are new here, I got a relaxer back in September 21st. That was my first relaxer in like 5 years, because I did have a pixie cut in between that 10-year time. And so yeah, I got my first relaxer back in September. I got my version relaxer, and I just got my my touch up December 11th. I want to say I got it December 11th. But yeah, so my opinion on my relaxers, honestly, it was the best decision. One of the best decisions I've made for myself, because I just honestly feel like it made me come back to me. Like, I got back to the girl I've always been, which was, I was always the silky hair. Like, I've always had a wrap ever since. So that's what a silk press was called back in the day. It was called a wrap. And I always wore a wrap. Like, my hair was always down. And partly because my mom's a hairstylist. She's been doing hair for 30 plus years. So before I was born, because I'm only 27, and she's been doing hair my whole life. So I've always been the girl to have her hair done. And it's always been silky, straight hair. That's just me. Even on my channel now, that you'll always see my hair down or in curls. I've always been the silky hair girl. So getting this relaxer really just made me think about why I even went natural in the first place. Like, what was my point of going natural? Because even when I was natural, I wore wigs because I didn't wear my hair. My hair was put away so much in protective styles because I just did not. That's just not the way I wanted to look, and that's okay. I also, when I did have my hair out, it was rarely. And when I did have it out, people would just be like, oh my God, it's your hair. But that's because they didn't see my hair often because I always had it put away. So even when I was natural, I was still wearing wigs to give me that silky hair, long hair look. And so like I said, it brought me back to thinking. It got me to think of why I went natural in the first place. And to be honest, when I sat and thought about it, a lot of it was peer pressure. If we're being honest, it was peer pressure because back then, that was really when natural hair was starting to, not starting, it had already started booming, but this was back in like 2013. I was a freshman in college, and natural hair was the thing. Everybody on YouTube was saying how we're supposed to be natural because that's just how our hair is made, and society made us believe that we shouldn't love our hair, and yada yada yada. And then a lot of the people around me that I met, they were natural, so I'm like, you know what, let me try this, because I had never seen my natural hair, because like I said, I was relaxed pretty much my whole life. So I was like, why not? I get to see my natural hair, get to see, you know, how I like being natural. And so I went natural, not because of what I wanted to do, just because that was the thing to do. And I feel like the natural hair community, I don't want to say brainwashed because that sounds awful, but they definitely had a hand in forcing natural hair onto society, much like how society beauty standards we're supposed tells us we're supposed to look a certain way. I feel like that's what the natural hair community did to us as well. Like a lot of people I know personally, they never just wanted to be natural just for the heck of it, just because they genuinely love their natural hair and wanted to be natural hair. More times than none, people I talked to, it was peer pressure. A lot of people said it was peer pressure. A lot of people said because they went away to school and they knew they wouldn't have anybody to continue to do their relaxers. And also I'm noticing a surge in relaxer services in the salon. So that further just shows me that a lot of people didn't go natural because they wanted to be natural. Matter of fact, I'm about to call my best friends. So, because we just had to talk about this, and they said the same thing, which is what gave me idea for this video topic. Because I'm like, if I think this, and I'm seeing the salon services happening, and I'm also seeing what people are saying on social media, the girls are tired of their natural hair, and they are going back to relaxers, and that's okay. I don't blame them, because I did the same thing. So hold on, let me call them. We have a group call. So let me find that. Here it is. Y'all, both of y'all better answer. I was just on the phone with one of them, so she should answer. We calling right now. Oh snap! Here we go. Here's one. The one who didn't answer is the one I was just on the phone with. Okay, but y'all, I was just telling them why I became natural, what we talked about. So I just want y'all to say y'all input, so it don't seem like I'm just bashing the natural hair community. I'm recording my video, Paula. We're talking about like natural? Yes.
I can go first.
Thank you.
For the fact that I kind of got bullied. It was during like, I want to say 2016, 2017 around. They felt like if people of our culture did not have natural hair, that means you didn't like yourself. Like if you had straight hair, you're trying to be someone else, you are hating of yourself. That's how I became natural. And also I couldn't keep up with the relaxers while in college.
Polo.
I went natural because my hair fell out freshman year in college. I got a perm, but I had to cut my hair out because, girl, there's nothing like being a million miles away from a hairstylist that knows your hair texture. It was great, and this is not it.
Okay, but that's all I wanted. Say bye to you too.
Bye. Bye, you too.
Alright, I'm gonna call y'all back. Alright, love you too.
Bye.
So yeah, pretty much like I said, I did it because of peer pressure and just wanting to see my natural hair, much like my best friend just said as well. And my other best friend, when she said her hair fell out due to the relaxer, which we will get into that, continue watching because I got some stuff to say about that as well. But yeah, a lot of people, I'm seeing that on social media that going natural was just a thing to do, which is why they did it, not because they actually wanted to go natural. And I just feel like when it came to going natural, we didn't get the full story. I feel like at the time, social media was, well, clearly social media is far more advanced than it was back then. But I feel like at the time, we didn't have the access to all the information we have now. And so we didn't know the cost associated with being natural. We didn't know like the type of styles we were limited to with being natural. The information we got was from YouTube, and with that, if you watched my last video when I first got my relaxer, I was explaining how just because you see what the YouTubers are doing for their hair does not mean that's going to be good for your hair. And I think that's a lot of one big misconception about YouTube and like influencers in the beauty space. Like, you don't know their credentials. I mean, I am a licensed cosmetologist. Like, my mom is has been a licensed cosmetologist, so I know about hair health and all the other stuff. But when you learn it on YouTube, you only know what they tell you. And you can only follow based on their hair because they only know their hair. But like I said, back then we didn't have access to the information, so it was just like going natural because that was the thing to do. And you saw what products people use for their hair, so you like, oh, let me try that, and it doesn't even work for your hair, or you didn't know that your hair would get used to these products, so you just doing anything because that's what YouTube said, and that's what the natural hair community said we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to embrace our natural hair and all of that. And don't get me wrong, my natural curls, they are beautiful. Okay? They are beautiful. But that's just not how I like to look. And I don't think that I should be judged because I like to look like societal beauty standards or whatever. I don't think I should be judged because I like to look like that, because I'm not looking like that because society told me I had to. I look like that because I like to look like, I like my hair silky, straight, or curl, like bouncy curls. Like, I like that look. If anything, it was the natural hair community that made me, like I said, that told me pretty much this is what you're supposed to look like. Like, you should be wearing twist outs. You should do braid outs. You should minimize the heat, which you should minimize the heat regardless whether you're natural or relaxed. But we will get into that a little bit more. There wasn't enough information for us to make sound decisions on something like our hair. Like, hair may not seem important to some, but when it comes to especially Black women, our hair is our crown. Even as somebody who does not even like really give into peer pressure like myself, it will make you think like, well, dang, like, why is my hair relaxed? Why don't I embrace my natural curls? So that's kind of how it started with me. And then there's a whole lot of misinformation out there, which I think that played a part into it. So not only did we not have access to a lot of information, we had a lot of access to misinformation. So, like I said, with following natural hair YouTubers, a lot of that was misinformation. Not necessarily the information was wrong, but if you're watching someone and their hair is not like yours, what can you learn from them? How does that benefit you? Your hair isn't like theirs. And one of the main misconceptions about being relaxed, and one of the main things that was put out there, misinformation that was put out there, was that your hair is damaged, or that your hair is going to be weaker, or that your hair is going to fall out due to relaxers. Now, my best friend on the phone, she did say that the relaxer did take her hair out, which, let me be honest, anything that if you don't use anything as far as like chemical wise, if you're not using it properly, then yes, your hair is going to react negatively. Yes, your hair is going to fall out. That's just what's going to happen. And also, if the person is not like taking care of their hair like they should be outside of going to the salon, that can also happen. You see, she said she didn't have anybody in college who would be able to maintain her hair, so natural it is. Oh, this eye look is really simple and cute. I like it. This is really how I've been doing my makeup lately. But like I was saying about the misinformation, I have been both natural and relaxed, and both times I had healthy hair. Because like I said, whether you're natural or relaxed, you still have to maintain your hair. Being natural doesn't eliminate you from having damage to your hair. So as long as you're doing the essential things that you need to take care of your hair, like trimming your ends, getting your hair deep conditioned, not putting excessive heat, not doing excessive manipulation. Your hair is going to flourish regardless. So, and we shouldn't bash the other for what they aren't doing. And we shouldn't praise the other for what they are doing. And I just feel like, along with the misinformation, this is one that I cannot stand. Like, it like burns me up. You will never hear any professional, and if you do actually hear a professional saying this is just to appease y'all. But this whole 4C, 3B, that whole system, first of all, that's not even a thing. That's a man-made system. It has nothing to do with the health of your hair. So can we please drop that conversation? Can we please drop the idea that if you have 4C hair, that means you have coarse curly hair? That's not what that means. All of that just means that 4C, 3B, all of that stuff, that just means the actual curl pattern. It has nothing to do with the density of your hair. It has nothing to do with the texture of your hair. It has nothing to do with the porosity or the elasticity, which is all the four main things that determine the health of your hair. Because you can have 4C hair, which is technically tight curly hair, and still have fine hair. And you can have really like loose curls, but it still be coarse. So that whole 4C, 3B, all of that stuff, that is oh, no, sorry, I got a text message. Yes, that man-made system, I think like a lot of things in society, was made to draw us apart. Because with that system, that's where you get all the texture prejudice and conversations about texture and what textures are best and what's good hair and what's not good hair. Healthy hair is good hair. Whether it's really coarse and kinky or loose and wavy, healthy hair is good hair. So any type of hair, as long as it's in a healthy state, it's good hair. So can we stop this ridiculous and quite frankly dumbass conversation about texture and 4C and all this other stuff? And because it means nothing, guys. I'm telling you, it means absolutely squat diddly. Oh my gosh. Now I'm saying squat diddly because like I'm trying not to curse. I don't say big cuss words. Like you'll never hear me say the B word or F and MF or none of that. But damn, ass, shit. I say those and I be trying not to. So let's add the concealer to my face. And honestly, do I need to leave the products? Well, no, I do have new products that I have not told y'all about. But I want to test them out before, you know, I tell y'all. But, and I do want to add this because I already know somebody's going to be in the comments. And they're going to say something about, well, a lot of stuff that we intake is linked to cancer. Like, that's just what it is. And if that's the case, don't single out relaxers. Because it's a chemical service and it has harmful chemical products in it. Don't single out relaxers. If you wear acrylic nails, if you get your lash extensions, if you get micro shading, if you get hair dye, any of that, all of those are chemical services that have some harmful effects. So if you're gonna use that response to me, your answer was yes to any of those services that I mentioned in the beauty industry, because the beauty industry is filled with harmful products that are being used on us. It's just a matter of knowing how to use them, which is why professionals have to go to school and have to learn how to use this stuff. We're not learning how to do your nails, how to do your lashes. We're learning how to keep you safe, which is why a license is so important, period. But if you answer yes to any of those things, then I don't want to hear that response or why relaxers are bad for you, because a lot of stuff is bad for you. Too much of anything is bad for you, even healthy stuff. Like, so, y'all, my camera battery died, so I don't even know what the last thing was I said, but I'll just start with this. When they do talk about all the chemical, like the relaxers and all this other stuff being linked to cancers, or like your hair is falling out because you use these products, 9 times out of 10, they're not talking about professional products. 9 times out of 10, they're talking about the chemical products you go to your neighborhood beauty supply store and you use. So think about that. If you're one of those people who like to take the cheap route and buy those type of products like your bleach and your relaxers and your hair dye and all of that stuff from your neighborhood beauty supply store, again, that is not a good reason to single out relaxers and saying why people should or should not be getting them. So when you can actually make like sound opinions or sound like come to a sound conclusion as to why people should not get relaxers, I don't hear it. Sorry, not sorry, because a lot of excuses are just, in my opinion, are just people pushing their own insecurities on to you. You know, like I really thought long and hard before I made this video, because I'm like, this could be controversial. But at the end of the day, this is my head. This is my channel. These are my professional opinions, because a lot of y'all just be having opinions. But this is my professional opinion and my professional recommendations, which is to do what the heck makes you happy. Like, if you prefer your hair to be silky and without curls, girl, do your relaxer. If you prefer your hair to be curled, if you the big hair girl, baby, bust out that fro. But to tell people that this is what you should look like while simultaneously telling us not to conform to society's standards, it does not make sense. You can't tell us what to do and tell us not to listen to other people telling us what to do. But like I said, I'm just one of those people who like to look like this. Every time you see my hair, it's going to be silky and done. And also, if you're one of those naturals who don't even embrace your own natural curls, don't say nothing. Just this is not the conversation for you, because clearly you have some stuff that you need to work through as to why you are not wearing your natural hair yourself. I paid $40 for this brush and I was mad about it, but now I'm actually liking it. What's this brush, $40? Yep, it was $39 and some change. But the way it just snatched my nose, baby. The way it's snatching my face, honestly. I'm not a brush girl, but I did want to start using a brush for my contour just because the product that I'm using is a little bit thicker. So I don't want to have to beat my face with a sponge. You know, I'm beating my face right now. What you do with your hair, that's on you. I'm just sitting here. I just came here to tell you how I'm just so glad that I finally took that leap of faith, because I wanted to do 2 years prior to me actually getting this relaxer. I wanted to do a relaxer, but I was just like, no. I'm black. I should be natural. I should embrace my natural curls. Yada, yada, yada. Girl, I'm going to embrace me. I'm going to embrace what the heck I want to do for me. And if that is relaxing my hair, then I will do so. And who's going to do anything about it? That's the thing. Like, I feel like we were so much younger, because I'm 27 now. This was back when I was 18 when I decided to go natural. Like, I decided to make that type of decision about my hair at an age where I was more impressionable than I am now. So of course I followed what they was doing, because I felt like, you know, I'm like, I'm pro-black. How am I not gonna be natural? But being pro-black has nothing to do with my hair on my head and how I want to wear and how I like to look. So anybody who can talk and put on mascara, props to you because you girl I cannot talk and do a lot of things, but it is what it is. Let me do my mascara because I also cannot talk and do my mascara, and I got another point to make. So it's me coming back fully beat. I just felt like I didn't want to drag this video on until I finish my makeup because I was moving slow. But I just want to give you Skylar's final thoughts for you. Do what makes you happy, whether that's being natural or relaxed. If you, as long as you're looking in the mirror and you feel good about yourself and you're confident in how you're looking, then do that. Don't let society tell you. I wish that if when I was back that age I had someone like me to tell me like, hey girl, forget that. You do what you want with your hair. Do what you want with your life, because listen, life will be a whole lot different if I did what I wanted to with my life. My platform would probably be way much larger than it is now if I did what I wanted to do with my life. So take some advice from me. Do what you want to do. Do what's best for you. And yeah, but I enjoyed my very first video back. It's a little controversial, which, you know, that's okay. A little controversial, never hurt anybody. It's all good fun debates amongst grown women, okay? So let's keep it very chill in the comments. Don't get too disrespectful, because I also have comment warriors, so you won't be arguing with me. You'll be arguing with them because they like to argue, okay? And yeah, I will see you. Oh wait, new background. Let me know how y'all like the background. You see, I got a little picture back here because I'm what's the boss per the photo. And yeah, my same plant because my in-laws made me this plant, so this will forever be a staple. But yeah, let me know in the comments your opinions, whether you're relaxed or natural. Just, you know, join the conversation. This is an open conversation. This is not me bashing the natural hair community. This is not me bashing anybody. These are just simply stating my thoughts on what I've seen on social media as well as my professional input. So, with that being said, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.